Oh my. Welcome to the new show of Dick in the Box, where every box is left up to interpretation, because we're all dicks. Hey people, thank you for tuning in. As always, if you're on a platform that allows you, please rate us 5 stars and subscribe. It means the world to us. Enjoy the show. We're talking about culture vultures like motherfucking Kim K and Iggy Azalea. Get into the show.
Yeah, I like this haircut, child.
Thank you. Now I'm starting. Hey y'all, what's good? Welcome to the next episode of Dick and the Box.
Dick in the Box. I know y'all missed these voices. I know y'all have. I am here.
Who is this?
It's me, the doll. Today's Whitney Houston's birthday, just letting everyone know. Ryan is me. I am he.
And Whitney is dead. And we have a fabulous guest. He is one of my good friends. We have gotten to know each other pretty well over the last couple years or so. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hello all, my name is Justin Smith. I am a mental health therapist here in Houston, Texas, with a private practice called the Core Center, where I specialize in providing counseling for the LGBTQ communities.
Private practice, and we're not talking about genitalia. So we're super excited to be back. So look, obviously, subscribers, friends, family, and fans, we have been missing in action.
We have.
I've been quite busy.
Booked and busy.
Yes.
Getting ready to go to LA.
Yes.
Okay.
TV, travel.
What? Like when I tell you, Beyonce over here, has led the reins, kicking fans off stages, okay? Come up with new outfits, different cities. I'm done.
No. Actually, I repeat outfits in different cities because they ain't never seen it. But it's all good.
That's
all good.
Efficient.
Yeah.
That is.
So y'all talking a lot about me, which, I kind of like. But what's been going on with you, Ryan?
Well, guys, I have an actual radio show coming out with my sister, my best friend, my client, my business partner, LaTavia Roberson, called The Naked Truth on Orange Radio. Download the app on WBUZ. She's in talks to producing her 2 reality shows. Of course, I'll be on there. We have a collection coming out.
Y'all styled Joshua for the gay prom.
Joshua for the gay prom. That was an exclusive piece from the collection.
Yes.
We have some more pieces coming out. I need to make an appointment with Justin right here, okay, for my own mental health, because it's needed. But other than that, I think we've all been in good positive places. I went, oh my goodness, Impulse had their soaked event.
We're going to talk about that. Don't talk about that
No, because I'm so proud of myself that I actually went to an event and I had fun and I got soaked.
Boo.
I did.
And you, Justin, what's going on with you?
Well, besides working, also director of operations for Impulse Group Houston. So doing our launch event, as you said, we'll get to that. Super proud of our team to pull that off, such a large event in Houston, and more to come.
Absolutely. So just to open this up, we like to talk about shit, talk about a couple things. Before we get to Soaked, just an hour ago, about 2 hours ago, I read that Melania Trump and her parent, Melania Trump parents, just got what they get, child?
Sworn in.
They got sworn in as citizens.
I don't even think they live here though.
Yeah, well, they were here under Melania's, I think, a green card or something like that. And so anyway, they just got sworn in as citizens as we're still trying to push to build this wall in Mexico. So it seems like just another, little situation President Orange has done. Do y'all have any thoughts on her family being sworn in?
I didn't know her parents were alive. I thought they lived in Yugoslavia. That's where she's from. I thought I didn't know they lived here.
I don't know anything about that woman.
I know. Now, do you know her fashions or everything?
No. That lady be dressed.
That she can dress, but I just don't know nothing about her family, her parents. I know her and Trump don't look like a loving couple, but
listen, I'll tell you this: I don't invite people to the picnic, and you are no different, Melania. But what I will say is, if you leave him and you open a fashion line, especially for thick men, I may buy a piece. Anyway, so back to so I don't want to talk a whole lot about Impulse Group Weekend, only because maybe Ryan, you can talk a bit about it. But we were just on one of my colleagues, my little brother's podcast, which is soon to be out at the end of August, called Unorthodox. His name is Reese Caraway, and last night we were on a variety show where we talked extensively about Impulse Group. So I don't want to talk too much about Impulse Group because I want you guys to listen to our comments on there. But I do want to hear your thoughts about Soap.
Oh my goodness.
How was the experience for you?
I can honestly say, going in, very well put together. Knowing the backstories to everything, I was very proud. Now, the only setback, and I'm a very honest person, I know the venue is 21 and up, but I wish that the audience that I always want to target is like college students.
Yeah.
And because at the end of the day, your friends are going to support no matter what. Pops is going to support.
Yeah.
Javon is going to support. So we always see these people at these events, but then you hear, like TSU, Prairie, they're like, oh, we didn't know nothing about these events and all this. So I just wish we would reach more out into the younger pool, the college students, and even the ones who feel like they don't belong because they feel like this is a what's that word, like society, like elite society, like if you're friends with Ian, so we can't be friends with Ian, can't be friends with Justin, can't be friends with Josh. Oh that's DeAndre. He don't talk to little people like that, and that's totally not true.
Yeah.
Like, so I just wish I would have seen more people who I've never seen before, because everyone there I have seen before, which is nothing wrong with it, but for it to be the launch of the second largest event, and mind you, they've had a fashion show which was large. This is the launch, which was larger. So I know from here it's just going to grow and grow. More people's going to hear about it.
I would guess, this is nothing that we can say for sure, but I would guess that we had the biggest launch so far, from what I can understand.
From what I've heard
from the other chapters.
Yeah. So I would actually.
No, I'm not going to lie, because my friend, he's not my friend. He stays in Dallas. He actually knows about Impulse Dallas. Nothing against him, but when he looked at Impulse Houston's page after y'all tagged me in the pictures on Facebook, he said, "Oh, I need to come to Houston because Impulse Dallas ain't nothing like this." Because he's like, I see people that look like me. Like, y'all really, like, y'all was turned up.
Yeah.
In Dallas, he was just like, Becky and Bob and them. But, like, so I can also say from other people who don't even live here, said Soap looked like it was like.
It was lit.
Lit at high.
But what was the thing that I'm probably, and of course I can't speak a whole lot to this as I am one of the board members. The only thing that I was concerned about is, as we always see, kind of like our advocacy messages, specifically our film barbershop conversations. Although it was a nice crowd, it was nowhere near as big as a party, which we expected, right? And so I'm always interested to see, like, why we need so many things. Like, even when we were talking about Pose a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about how it was struggling so hard in ratings. And we need that. We say we need that. We need representation. We need things on a bigger level, but we don't show up. So, like, what are y'all thoughts about that?
People make assumptions so quickly. Like, when Pose first came on and HIV was on the scene, they're like, oh, another show about HIV. They didn't give it a chance to kind of develop and see the characters and all the stories.
That was me. I'm not going to lie. That was me. Because, again, like, it's like watching RuPaul Drag Race. They do the same things. I'm like, another show. Now, this is different. It's about ballroom, about the ball scene. I was interested in knowing that, but actually getting into the characters of the houses, the mother, Blanca, the Naomi Campbell one,
Elektra,
my girl. I love me some Elektra. So, but
the story broke off. Oh,
it did. But see, then again, that goes back to the point of reaching out to the people who are like we call them the undesirables. I hate to say that, but the people who you normally would not, who they don't think they fit in with the normal society. Y'all can't see my fingers, but the normal society. To me, those are the ones like me. I don't feel like I fit in with the inner crowd. So going to things like barbershop conversation, and that was a little different for me because it was very emotional, and I'm not an emotional person like that. So I sort of stepped out, but I really feel like we would have went to the U of H LGBT, the TSU, got the gays from their campus, Rise, what's the other campus, St. Thomas, even rolled out to pray because students are still they're in school. So just to let them know, hey, Impulse is here because actually, because someone reached out to me about something on TSU's campus because I guess I'm the go-to gay for TSU because they don't have organization. I was the last president for the Gay Straight Alliance, and every time a gay organization tries to do something on TSU, I think they're discouraged from administration, and that's always my irritation with my university is why is this always a setback, but y'all swear y'all want them on campus when it's convenient. Because when you have gay LGBT organizations, you get grants, you get all this. But they don't even have a safe space on campus. But then we talk about U of H. We better than U of H. But U of H has like a whole center, a safe space for these students. But as an HBCU, we don't have that. Prairie View has a safe space. Certain HBCUs realize these are students on campus who need a voice. Mm-hmm. Now we'll use y'all for events. Oh, y'all want to teach the dance? We'll use y'all for something. But y'all don't deserve to say
that. Actually is a good segue into our topic. But before we start talking about barbershop conversations, as it relates to what you were saying with being not wanting us in certain spaces and things like that, I think that what you hoes need to hear. Oh, damn, I'm going to sip my drink. We ain't hard to reach
at all.
You're not reaching hard. Okay. I hate when people start talking about like being hard to reach, even in the organizations that I represent or the organizations that I represent, because I do a couple different things. But the reality is Black gay men, Latin gay men, or bisexual or men who sleep with men, trans people, we are not hard to reach. Y'all not reaching hard enough. If your job is to find us, fucking find us. But it is a good segue into what we're going to talk about. We were going to talk about something else, but child, that'll go into a whole different tangent. We are going to talk about being a culture vulture. Mm-hmm. Culture vulture. People are so comfortable with being gay, being cute, right? We are in a space where like we are progressive and we're open, and it's cute to be gay, and it's cute to take our slang and miss thing and girl and child and sis and
that's word, sis.
Yeah, all the stuff. I don't know how to say stuff or whatever. I don't know how to say it, but anyway, my point is, it's so cute to be gay until you're gay, right? And it's so cute to be Black. It's so cute to have cornrows.
Until that cop knock at your window. Excuse me, can you roll down the window?
Boots, and then you're a whole white woman. Because guess what? Some Black people are white women when a cop roll down the window. Yes. So we're talking about culture motherfucking vultures tonight. And we're starting with the culture vulture of the motherfucking millennium, Kim Kardashian.
Damn. She said her daughter like braids. I think someone said on Instagram, because she said, yes, my daughter even asked me, she's like, she loves braids. They're like, why don't you put braids in your daughter's hair?
Yeah.
Like, that represents her culture because her father is Kanye West, who is an African American. But I've never seen North with some braids.
Before we talk about her marriage to Kanye, whatever that means, can we talk about what she said to Tyson Beckford?
Sis, we understand, he said he said something about fake asses. No, because she posted a picture and he circled it and said, I think your doctor messed up on your hip because it was pointy or something.
Yeah.
He said that's wrong. And then she came back and said, sis, we understand what you don't like it. And then she did a little emoji with the lips and the finger or whatever the little gay
and the Kermit the Frog and shit like that. So basically, what she was saying is, we know you don't even like my body because you're a punk, right? Well, so this is the issue. Kim, you got a lot of money. I think you are gorgeous. You're gorgeous boots, bitch. You are not the prettiest, but you are gorgeous boots. On the other hand, your right hip is pointed. And it is slightly different from your left hip. Your left hip looked like a couch cushion. Your right one looked like an isosceles triangle, right? And so
she said that was just a bad picture.
It wasn't an isosceles triangle, though, bitch. So my question is, do y'all feel like her saying that to Tyson was a gay slur, or was it more her defending herself?
Well, I don't know why straight women, when they feel like they have to defend themselves to gay men, they have to attack their sexuality.
But we don't know if Tyson is gay because we don't know if Tyson's gay. But it's been. I guess that's the first go-to from a straight woman to any man is if you say he like, baby, your hair look rough. Oh, we know you don't like this, sis. Right. The first thing to do is attack the sexuality. Like, oh, he must be gay. Mm-hmm. When in reality, bitch, your hair's dry, your edges are gone. Like, so
it got nothing to do with what I like.
It have nothing to do with what I like. I literally just pointed out that your hair's dry, edge is gone, your hip is pointy.
Yeah.
Bitch, find you a new doctor. That's all he was saying.
Yeah.
And so I think she was defending herself, but I think along the lines of she knew she would say that on the Shade Room's post. Instead of going to his post, she said it on the Shade Room post. So, because the Shade Room would post her, and bam, keeps her relevant. There's stuff like that. Because Kim knows people, you don't have to speak on everything. So she knew people were going to say something about her hip.
So her response to her defending her diss was, really, dude? Like you're going to body shame me? Like, okay, sis. When I chose to clap back, it's like I don't do it to people that I know are just looking for the come up and just looking to cloud chase. That is like the most annoying thing. So I see things all the time. I want to say something so badly and I'll be like, I'll end you. But then it'll just continue so much more. So look, sis, or bruh. The thing is, I don't know if he was trying to like cloud chase or anything because it was pointing. No shade.
Tyson don't have to cloud chase.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
But I always find it funny that women who push this message of like empowerment and love of community and love of all races and ethnicities always go to what they feel is demeaning, right? Yeah. And what I feel like that is reflective of, more so than not, is that you look at being feminine as a negative mark, right? Which is why we don't take you serious with your husband, Kanye, because you're a negative mark as a feminine woman.
Oh, damn. Y'all think Tyson's feminine?
No. I think that's why she keeps on calling him sis, to demean his potential femininity.
To even make that question mark.
Because Tyson,
so.
Because it has, Tyson has taken pictures with like Sydney K. Starr, Amaya Scott. Mm-hmm. He has gone to prides and stuff, and even like Tank. So, I guess that was her way of, like, see, you don't like, I guess I see.
Yeah, but speaking of the Kardashian-Jenner plastic surgery, Kylie has gotten a lip reduction. Did y'all see it?
Yeah, but
they still look big.
I really, that's because she goes around the outside of them. That is a trick to make them look big. She goes around the outside of them just to make it look. Now, she probably took some of them out. There's probably still some in there. Like, we ain't crazy. But at the end of the day, she probably took some out. But I wanted to, even if we're going to talk about this, I'm upset. Did y'all watch the first episode? The Kardashian? You probably don't know my Justin.
No.
I'm upset with Kim, even though I know they're right. The way she talked to Courtney, saying Courtney was the least attractive to look at, the most boringest one. She don't have a career.
I saw a clip of that.
And I honestly do believe Kim has gotten to the point now to where she just feel like she just motherfucking unstoppable. She feel like everything she do is going, like she said, she can end people, like if she clap back at them.
Yeah.
Because we have made it that acceptable for Kim to clap. We're like, oh yes, Kim just did that. You, at the end of the day, I know this is all for reality TV, but the way she talked to her sister, if I was Courtney, I literally would have been like, fuck you, this family's whack. Kim, you are fake, plastic, your husband's gay.
Speaking of that, because I personally think Courtney is the prettiest.
Courtney's gorgeous.
I think she's the prettiest, and she's the most naturally pretty.
And the only one with a degree.
Right. Boots. Didn't she go to SMU or something like that?
No,
She was in what school is in LA?
Oh, I thought she went to a school in Texas. I thought she went to.
Oh, she did go to a school in Texas.
I thought she went to.
No, Rob has a degree. But out of the sisters, Courtney's the only one.
Anywho, from a mental health standpoint, Justin, can we hypothesize in any way why the Kardashian Jenners are so full of plastic?
Well, one, it pays the money.
Okay.
Two, is attention seeking. I mean, the more they do, the more attention they get. I mean, look at Kylie's lips. The bigger and bigger and bigger they got, the more attention she got, the more money she got, the more everything she got. So I mean, it just.
Ian has big ass lips, and them coins ain't rolled in that much.
Bitch, you hear me?
Because they want everything black, they don't want everything that comes with being black.
Mm-hmm.
So
just your lips are big too. Like I'm just like.
So they want the features. They want the stuff when it's like cool to dress up.
Yeah.
But they don't want the struggles that come with being black.
Culture vulture. You hear me? Culture vulture. Culture vulture. Culture vultures are motherfucking birds, bees, and Kardashians.
Like Iggy Azalea.
That come and they want to take the carcass, but they don't want to take you alive.
Almost the visual I get is like picking at what you want.
Yeah, picking at what you want that's really dead to you if it was alive. If it was powerful and it could come at you, you don't want it. You want it to be dead and that you can pick from, right? So you can dog it and you can kill it, but you want to eat from it. Mm-hmm. Oh, culture vulture as the Kardashians.
Well, now, even though Kylie, because her baby's father is from the South Side, Travis Scott from Mo City.
Mo City, reppin'.
They have, Kylie. People have seen pictures. Kylie Doug. Now that his mama moved out the hood now, but I have seen Kylie. They have pictures of Kylie literally hanging out on the block where Travis Scott was from. Like I literally.
Okay, let's be real clear. And we're gonna talk about.
Is she just perpetrating because she's like, this is my baby's father. I want people to feel.
She got big black dick. That's it. Big black dick will fuck. Have you ever had big black dick?
My God.
Let me tell you. Big black dick with cornrows or dreads. They'll fuck your life up. Have you just.
It gets to your brain.
It gets to your brain field. Just hitting your spinal cord. Just spinal tapping, bitch.
Hun storming.
Right. So if you ever have some big black dick, it'll change you. It'll reinforce some things for you.
So that's how she ever said.
Fuck my privilege. Take my privilege. Take me to Mo City on the block.
And that's what she did.
I'm just Mo City from the block.
That's what she
Don't
did.
be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Mo City from the block.
Yeah. They got a picture of her at Mickey Soul Food.
Eating greens.
Kylie, hey girl,
But you know what? The thing is, you know what? I will say, as harsh as I've been about these kids, they're not the only culture vultures. You mentioned Iggy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's several others in the media.
But that's always women. Like, are there any men culture vultures? Like, are there any Caucasoid white men out there who we feel is just like, because we always hear about women who have enhanced their, is there Ryan, Andy Cohen, is he a culture vulture?
No.
Because he's not, okay.
No, I don't think he is.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we always point out women, but is there?
Well, why? It's no reason. So in respect to like the marginalization and oppression, women always come below men.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of society, right,
mm-hmm.
as it stands right now, it's like white men, white women, Hispanic men, black women, Hispanic women, black men, right?
Damn.
So it's like, why would I step off my pedestal? For white women, though, they're so close to black women in terms of the societal structure of power, because I would say that black women have more power because they angry. According to them, they're not really angry. They're just assertive. But they are so far above men. It's no reason for, if you will, white men to step off their pedestals and become like a black.
No, it's Riff Raff. That rapper Riff Raff.
Okay.
He's a white rapper, but he swear up and down. He's from the hood. He got tattoos. He swears up and down.
Well, that's just America in general. Like, just watching that show, The Four. Yeah. To see a white boy rapping, it's like, oh my gosh, you're so talented. Take Adele.
Yeah.
There's 10 black women who can sing Adele down.
No. I've said this many times. I love Adele. I think she does bring something more than singing. I think Adele definitely brings, a level of lyricism. She writes songs that only Adele should sing. Her harmonies, like all that stuff does make it. But bitch, Jasmine Sullivan write and sing her under the motherfucking breath.
Where are you, Miss Sullivan?
Yes. Yeah. She sings her under the bus.
Look, like Adele, that her way she packages, I love it. She's the only one who sit there with a mic and a light and say, "You gonna watch it."
Yeah, and you will.
And you gonna watch it.
And you will.
You gonna like it.
But we get people like Jasmine who feel that she has to get out there and do a little shake and jive because of the Beyonce effect, because we see that and we're like, this is what we want from our black women entertainers. So Jasmine, Brandy, who ain't never had a dance move in herself, she get out there and do a little shoulder move. Even Lil' Kim out there do a little shoulder move.
Mary J out there doing a little two-step.
Yes, but Adele would just sit there with a mic.
Mary got that same two-step for the last
Whitney would sit there with a mic. Yeah. Mariah would sit there with a mic. Now, Mariah will give you a little leg movement every now and then. But the effects of, we don't acquire that much from white soul singer. Justin Timberlake, even though he can dance, he'll stand there and just sing.
But that's the interesting part, because I think on one hand, we are, being very transparent and truthful. But I think if we look at the other hand, like, I don't think black people or queer people really promote our culture as well as some of these culture vultures do, right? Because in my opinion, right, we shame each other for multiple levels. Of course, the obvious is like homophobia, right? But above that, like, bitch, it's fat shaming. You was telling me.
Oh my God.
You were telling me the other day about something that happened.
I sent it to Josh literally when I left the brunch. Okay. On this app called Jack. It's just a little app. You might heard of it. But literally, this boy was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey." He's like, "Oh my goodness, how did you lose all that weight?" I told him I had the gastric sleeve and I work out. Oh, he said, "You're lying." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "No, you're sick." I said, "What do you mean sick? I have a cold or something?" He's like, "No, you're diseased." I said, "Disease?" He's like, "Yeah, bitch, you have AIDS. You're about to die." Now, mind you, this is on Jack, an app for gay men. And it was just so sad. I did not know who it was. And he literally sent me that message. And I was just like, so I could not have just worked out, ate right, just got my life together. I literally have to lose. In order to lose weight in our community, they say, you automatically have AIDS or HIV, you sick, you about to die. And he was like, you should be ashamed of yourself and all this. I'm like, dang. Just from a high. That high went from high to you're dying because I lost weight. And I was just like, that's really sad. And I have encountered that numerous times in our community. I wish I could see my little air quotes. And that really makes me sad, from the point of you're losing weight and then to bottom shaming. And it's just like, but within our community. But we want people to treat us right, but we're quick to shun someone else for their sexual position. Even colorism is like shaming our
community. Or if you an escorting is like the worst of the worst. We was having
got a coin. Can you loan me 20? Like, I would never talk about an escort.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's a real thing. Like, we on so many levels shame what we are sometimes, and I'm not making excuses for it, but we're sometimes forced to do. Like, me and Justin has had many conversations, because although Justin is super, super educated, now doing his dissertation for his doctorate. He's super, super educated. You see, he's still here hanging with our ratchet asses, talking shit. But we've talked many times, because Justin, I don't know if it's because he's a therapist or what, but he understands that although everybody has the opportunity to go to college, it is a privilege to do it.
Definitely. I mean, only reason I have followed this path was because of what I was put in as a child. My mother worked for a university. I even joke with her. She was a single mom. I'm like, really, it was just childcare. I was like, you want to be in childcare. I was in every science thing, every program at the university. So that's why I was around it for so long. And so I heard dissertation like third, fourth grade. So that was like the influence of being there. So it was like I felt like at home at a university. But I know just being in academia, yes, that's valuable, but there's also other things that are valuable. The knowledge that's in the world, experience is everything. Mm-hmm. We have to appreciate it all.
Yeah. I say all the time, like one of my deepest, darkest things that cause me sadness is the fact that I am none. I like in terms of like degree and all that kind of stuff. It's just like a very difficult thing for me.
I was thinking about that the other day though. I was thinking though because I was like, if Ian had a PhD, I mean, he might really take over the world though. So maybe it's like the cosmic balance.
Yes.
Like, imagine if it was Dr. Ian Haddock. I mean, really,
you couldn't mean nothing.
Bitch, I will end you.
Right. Now that really will be my response. So no shade.
Ian will walk in the room. Can y'all? Dr. Ian, how are you, Dr. Haddock? Oh, thank you. I needed my greeting.
No, but I mean, like, it's just, it can be like really weird, but at the same time, I'm not interested in education because I'm schooling life. I'm schooling life, and life has taken me really far. But I also appreciate like academia, and so, but like even that is shamed to like you are whitewashed to certain people, right? To certain people.
Justin?
Yeah, to certain people, he's whitewashed.
He pronounces every syllable.
Right. Academia and shit.
I use my PhD language.
No, my grandma. My grandparents, they're both, my grandma was a doctor, my grandpa was a doctor, my grandma, we was not allowed to use Ebonics, improper English. We had to write at least before we left the house. Like we had homework because she was an English major, and I grew up in the university language too at Prairie View, Texas Southern, all like I grew up in HBCUs or whatever. So I understand pronouncing every syllable, every word. And of course I always got called white boy, whitewash. You think you better than us because you know how to pronounce. The sad part about it, everyone can pronounce these words. Like it's not even no makes me no better than you. I still got food stamps.
Ooh, let's talk about that because I can't talk illegally. But 2 for 1. So, in closing this box, we like to have our final thoughts. Of course, as the Don daughter, I like to have the final thoughts. So
she dies.
In terms of culture vultures and everything we talked about, what's your final thought, Justin?
That we have to protect our culture and we have to do the work to project that to the world. I think we can't be lazy. We can't be letting people do what they do, take advantage of us. We have to be on our P's and Q's, read them contracts, and be on it and be out here.
Yeah.
Because they gonna use it. So let's use it for ourselves. We're doing it anyway.
I love it. And Ryan, Miss Houston.
Hello. I agree with Justin, but I will say we have to protect ourselves, each other, from like that. I'm telling you, that's still sort of fragile to me because I've lost weight. I'm dying of HIV/AIDS, which is that stigma has to go.
That's a lack of education.
Yes, it's a lack of education. And then bottom shaming. But again, we have to educate and we have to promote and we have to show the world that. Because I think Ian was Ian or someone we were talking about HIV. Because I think we were talking about it's a disease. I think
it's a chronic disease, not a terminal disease.
A chronic disease and not a terminal disease. But in the world, HIV, they automatically assume that you about to die the next day. Your life is over. You can't work no more. You just in shambles. But we do that within ourselves. So I think we have to protect ourselves first and educate ourselves. Then we can give the world that. Because then the world can't give us nothing. Like the world can't be like, no, bitch, we gonna educate you. So we have to have each other's back so the world can't come at us like the way we come at each other. That's just, ugh.
And I'm going to end this shit with saying this. This structure was not built for us, right?
Say that again.
White supremacy was built to promote white supremacy. There is no way you can impact at this very moment white supremacy because this socio-political structure, right, is for white supremacy. And so culture vultures, right, are taking from us the greatness that they see in us, right? The unfortunate part is this has very little to do with cornrows, plastic surgery, voluptuous bodies, big lips, and darker skin, and everything to do with the fact that these bitches see that we're great and we don't see that we are, right? And so what we need to do is we need to find within ourselves, and when I say ourselves, I am saying both personally and community-wise, we have to find within ourselves our beauty, our greatness, because guess what? Like me, Justin, and Ryan are sitting from two different points of views with two different levels of self-esteem and three different levels of confidence and one different level of motherfucking education, being world and academia, right? The reality is we are sitting here more powerful together than we are apart. And culture vultures see that they can both pick us apart, right? And they also see that we are great together. So find yourself loving on your community, in community, together. Okay, bitches?
Together.
So where can these people find y'all before I close this motherfucking box for good?
You can find me at thequeercenter.com, the Queer Center on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Easy peasy.
Hello. You can find me at Muse Creative Inc. MuseCreativeinc. And Facebook, Ryan L. Barker. You can find me right there. And on Jack. My name is Second Chance.
Did you give second chance?
I do give second chance. And this is my second chance. So you can find me on Jack. If you see me.
But that third chance, it's a wrap.
I'm done. It's done. Just speak.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay. So you can find my motherfucking fine ass.
He is fine, people.
Boots. NL Haddock on Instagram and Facebook. The Normal Anomaly, DaNormalAnomaly on Twitter. You can look me up, read some shit from both of these people. Both of these people have been on my blog site. You can actually go to ianlhaddock.com and you will be able to find all of these wonderful people. Yes. And what else?
Tell them who you're going to be with this weekend. I think that's, I love her.
Who am I going to be with this weekend?
Who are you getting?
No. This is not. No, I will be with Cheryl Lee Ralph in September.
No.
I
thought it was this weekend.
This weekend, I will be in Austin at the Texas HIV Equity Summit. I'll be presenting on finding your personal responsibility.
That's education.
Yeah. And I will be at the Pink Elephant Music Festival. It's an LGBT arts music festival.
Is it in New York?
No, it's in Austin. Really? So they're doing an LGBT music festival along with Austin Pride. So I'll be in the Pride Parade. It's this weekend. I'll be there.
This weekend?
Yeah. So if y'all in Austin, come out. Friday. I'm leaving Friday. The Pride Parade, I think, is Saturday. So anyway. Come out and shit. So we are closing this motherfucking box.
Close the box.
Y'all have a wonderful day. Hopefully we made you laugh. Hopefully you can get you some dick and have a wonderful day. We're closing this motherfucking box.